Okay, so here's something wild. The English language has over 10,000 phrasal verbs, and yet, just a handful of them cause the most confusion for learners. Today, we're tackling four of the trickiest ones: take off, give up, run into, and put off. Because mastering these can make a huge difference in how natural you sound.
Oh, that's such a good point. Phrasal verbs are everywhere and they're so sneaky. You think you've got one figured out, and then suddenly it's being used in a completely different way. It's like they're designed to keep you on your toes.
Exactly. And what makes them even trickier is that they're not just about memorizing definitions. Context is everything. The same two words can mean wildly different things depending on how they're used. But don't worry, we're going to break these down, give you examples, and make them feel a lot less intimidating by the end of this conversation.
I'm ready. Where do we start?
Before we begin, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Help this hive grow and keep the learning buzzing. Now, let's start with takeoff. Most people know the basic meaning when a plane leaves the ground. For example, the flight takes off at 7 a.m. That's simple enough, right?
Yeah, that one's pretty straightforward, but I know it doesn't stop there. I've heard people use take off in ways that have nothing to do with airplanes, and it always throws me off.
You're not alone. Take off has at least three other common meanings. The first one is when something becomes very successful very quickly. For instance, her business really took off last year.
Oh, so it's like when something grows or becomes popular really fast. It's kind of like the idea of a plane taking off, going up quickly.
Exactly. It's all about rapid growth or success. You might hear it in professional settings too. For example, our new marketing campaign really took off after we changed our strategy. Or, sales have taken off this quarter.
So could I say something like, my career really took off after I joined my last company? Would that work in a job interview?
That's a great way to use it. It's confident, it shows growth, and it's a natural way to talk about your achievements. Very professional.
Okay, so that's two meanings down. What's next?
The third meaning is about leaving a place informally. For example, I have to take off now means I need to leave. It's casual but very common in professional settings, especially at the end of a meeting.
Is that ever considered rude?
Not at all. It's actually a very normal way to excuse yourself. If you want to make it a bit more formal, you could say, I'm afraid I need to head off now. But take off is perfectly fine in most situations.
Got it. And the fourth meaning?
The last one is about removing something, usually clothing or accessories. For example, take off your coat and make yourself comfortable. Or at the airport, please take off your shoes and belt.
Oh, that's a really practical one. So to recap, take off can mean a plane leaving the ground, something becoming successful, leaving a place, or removing something. Four meanings, one phrasal verb.
And here's a little challenge for you and our listeners. Try to use took off in a sentence this week about something that grew quickly. For example, this new app has really taken off. Say it out loud a few times. It'll help you remember it.
All right, moving on to give up. This one feels pretty straightforward to me. It means to quit, right?
That's the basic idea, yes. But there are a few nuances to it. For example, give up can also mean stopping a habit, like, he gave up smoking 2 years ago, or, I gave up coffee last January, and I deeply regret it.
Ooh, I can relate to that.
And then there's give up on, which means to stop believing in something or someone. For instance, don't give up on your dreams. Or in a professional context, the investors nearly gave up on the project, but the team turned it around.
So, give up something and give up on something are slightly different.
Exactly. I gave up coffee means I stopped drinking it. I gave up on coffee means I stopped believing it would ever taste good.
That's a subtle but important difference. And you mentioned earlier that give up is sometimes confused with give in. How are those different?
Great question. Give up means to quit entirely, while give in means to stop resisting. For example, if someone keeps pushing you to change your mind and you finally agree, you've given in. It's about yielding, not quitting.
Oh, that's really helpful. Okay, role play time. I'll be the stressed out person.
Go for it.
I've been trying to finish this report for days and I feel like giving up completely.
Don't give up yet. How about breaking it into smaller sections? Sometimes, when a task feels overwhelming, the trick is to start with just one paragraph.
You know what? You're right. I won't give up. I'll just break it down.
There you go. And notice how I said, don't give up yet. Adding yet softens it and keeps the door open. It's a subtle but powerful way to encourage someone.
All right, let's talk about run into. This one tripped me up recently. I told my boss I run into some problems today, and he gave me a funny look.
Ah, a very common mistake. The past tense of run into is ran into, not runned into. It's an irregular verb. Run, ran, run.
Got it. I ran into some problems. And this phrase is actually really useful in professional settings, isn't it?
Absolutely. Instead of saying, we have a problem, which can sound alarming, you can say, we've run into a bit of an issue. It's a softer, more composed way to communicate challenges.
So, run into makes the problem sound more manageable.
Yes, and run into also means to meet someone unexpectedly. For example, I ran into my old colleague at the coffee shop this morning.
Oh, like bump into. They're interchangeable, right?
Yes, that's correct. And there's a third meaning when something reaches a large amount. For example, the repair costs ran into the thousands.
So, three meanings: encountering a problem, meeting someone unexpectedly, and reaching a large amount.
Last but not least, put off. This one has three main meanings. The first is to postpone something. For example, we've put off the meeting until next week.
Okay, but are there more professional ways to say that?
Definitely. You could say, could we reschedule this to a later date? Or, shall we push this to Thursday instead? Both sound more polished.
Got it. And the second meaning?
If something puts you off, it discourages you or makes you not want to do something. For example, the negative reviews really put me off buying that product.
So, it's about being discouraged?
Exactly. And the third meaning is about disturbing someone's focus. For instance, please don't talk while I'm presenting. It puts me off.
So, three meanings: postpone, discourage, and disturb focus. Wow, that was a lot to take in, but super helpful.
It is a lot, but the key takeaway is this. Phrasal verbs aren't random. Context is your best friend. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn.
Absolutely. And if you mess up, like I did with run into, don't stress. Even native speakers slip up sometimes.
So here's your challenge. Use one of these phrasal verbs in a real conversation or email this week. Language grows through use, not just study.
Thanks for listening, everyone. See you next time.
Before we go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss the next lesson and can keep the hive buzzing. Keep learning, keep growing, and remember, every expert was once a beginner. See you next time.